Hello, how are you? Uh, to start off with, let me ask you a question. What did you do when you woke up today? Opened Instagram or any other social media handle of yours? Then used maybe Google Maps to navigate to your office? And also curated a reply to your manager's mail? You know, what is the one single thing that binds all of this? It's artificial intelligence. It's everywhere, isn't it? The podcast that I'm shooting, the phone that you are holding in your hands, AI is everywhere. Uh, and for most of us, AI is only limited majorly to imagining images, some weird ones, maybe curating mail replies, as I told earlier, or interestingly, chatting with Gemini or ChatGPT. Yes, these happen nowadays. What if I told you that this is just the tip of the iceberg? I'm sure you guys know it, and this made me very inquisitive. So I began my journey to explore and understand what AI is and how is AI helping the global economy. And then I landed in Kolkata. And I'm here with two stalwarts of the tech industry. Mr. Arnabo Ghosh happens to be the co-founder and CEO of Blue Copper Technologies, and Mr. Abhishek Ghosh happens to be the co-founder and CTO of Blue Copper Technologies. They have been in this tech industry for the past 2.5 decades and successfully running and exporting tech products to the world at Blue Copper for the past 1.5 decades. They've seen how tech as an industry has evolved from traditional systems to now AI. And to discuss about AI and its future and its current story, we have them here. Welcome, sir. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you, Shamujjal. So, thank you for taking this trouble to travel all over from Delhi to Kolkata and take this, take our interview and make this happen. So, thank you very much.
Pleasure, sir. If it is for the general knowledge and insights of public like us who don't understand things, or we will be very happy to do it. This podcast series is democratizing AI. How the global economy and businesses are gaining around it. And this is the first episode. Over here, we'll talk about the untapped AI opportunity. To start off with, let me ask you a question about your own organization, Blue Copper Tech. What led Blue Copper Tech, your organization, to shift focus from traditional systems to intelligent AI systems?
Very interesting question because, first of all, we are not actually shifting our offering from the traditional software development to AI driven software development at all. We are just embedding the AI technology into the quote unquote software development. But uh, to answer your question, let me just add some few more points here because we are not actually developing software only. Our motto is to, generating value for our client. So it is not just building software, it is generating value for the client. And while in this journey, when we are observing that these particular solutions need some AI enhancement, AI enablement, we are, embedding that solutions into that. So it is not that we are shifting AI, software development to AI engineering. It is the entire umbrella where the AI implementation embedded with general software development and come up with the actual solutions for the client.
Got it. So, my next question is to you. Uh, why is this entire shift towards enabling organizations with AI so relevant today?
Shom, nice to host you here in our new office, and we are nature lovers. So you see a small garden behind us. So now coming to your question, I mean, think about what happened about 50, 60 years ago. We had something shiny new computer, like so people they talked about computers. They did not know much about it, and they were kind of a bit confused also. I mean, what problems it could solve and how the industry will adopt computers. So we are seeing a very similar thing here also in today's scenario, because it is also kind of Adoption is happening slowly, but people are also confused. Now we have a shiny new thing in 2025 where people are talking about AI. Now, it is not that AI is a very new thing. People started talking about it from, say, 2022 or 2023 when ChatGPT actually came out.
Right.
Then people became very aware of this AI thing, right? But we always had these expert systems, for example. We had rule-based systems. Those are AI systems of that time. And they're there since 1980s and maybe 1970s, right? What happened in last 3 or 4, or we had some machine learning based things like SVMs, clustering techniques in traditional sense. But what happened in last few years is the advent of, or the maturity of neural networks and LLMs that made it pretty popular. Not only that, the technology is much more accessible. That's a very major point. Because the technology is accessible, so you can also use it for your thing. So you don't have to be a super duper data scientist or a software engineer to accomplish your goals. Think about writing a mail or writing a reply to a mail, right? Earlier, the technology was expensive. And also, I mean, you had to do kind of special arrangement with a data scientist, how to kind of frame a reply to that kind of mail. But now you have ChatGPT. You integrate ChatGPT or similar tools with your mail clients and you are done. Nowadays, Gemini also kind of have that feature inside your Gmail inbox, right? So that's how people actually became aware of this AI thing. And they're kind of adapting to solve their problems.
I'll give you an example. So I started my career in the telecom industry, and we had huge data. So we had a user base of around 6.5 million at that point in time in the place that I worked, and there was huge data in Excel, Microsoft Access, and there used to be a dedicated resource and there used to be dedicated softwares that used to analyze the entire data. Then a human intervention would have been needed to make PPTs and all, and it would take, I think, days to analyze one
Yes.
data. Now at a click of a button, and it does not require a person who knows the entire tech thing. Now, if you know a person like me who does not know tech thing, if I know what to write in that AI system, that will return the exact query or even a better query than what was happening 10 years ago. So that is what you told is accessibility.
Absolutely. That is the power of AI, I must say.
This has made lives, businesses so much easier, time saving, accurate, non-biased is what I
That's
would say.
correct. Yep.
Moving on, what's changing now to make AI more accessible as per you?
So as I touched upon, now the systems are readily available and every other day new systems are coming up. And we have seen plethora of systems that can generate images or generate videos and all these things. So, and you will see, I mean, the other day I saw a big ChatGPT ad somewhere in Newtown, right? No, people are actually talking about that. The general people, they're not technologists. They may be working in financial domain or in some other area. They are not software people at all. Initially, we thought that the data science and all these things, either they're done in statistical institutes or in software industry. But now these people are kind of getting benefited from this.
Awesome. And I think with the advent of fast internet, mobile phones,
Absolutely,
everyone,
that's true.
Everyone, it has become very easy. Now, maybe on the go, when I'm in the metro, I can just type, I can tell ChatGPT or Gemini, do this for me. Till the time I reach office, it's done.
You already mentioned that you used to be dealing with a lot of data and do this kind of analysis. Now, if you have the data in a spreadsheet and you upload it to some AI bot and ask you queries, you have ready answers. You don't need any big systems, nothing. So it's pretty much accessible, and the mobile data I already mentioned. Yeah.
And the infrastructure also. I mean, if you think about the organization, IT organization, or even non-IT organization, 10 years back, you used to have a server room.
Yeah.
Okay, in every organization, and you'll see the typical, flooring and the other arrangements and everything. But those are like vanished, right? Because there's need lot of capital expenditure to start. Start the organization to build the infrastructure and all. But nowadays everything is cloud based.
Absolutely.
So if you need your small thing, you can always use it by investing small money. So that's a huge power of
Previous organizations also a completely isolated room with lots of ACs,
right.
and there's beep 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 sound coming in throughout, and sometimes the IT guy will come and say service is not working. The entire thing stops,
Right.
and someone has to come physically check and do that. And these things nowadays are a thing of past, because everything is over there on your phone and they don't fail normally. So it's become more accessible, easier for everyone, is what I think.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
One question to you, since you have such a huge experience in this industry and in this domain across the globe, can you share an example that you've come across of a small business using and benefiting from AI?
Sure. So what we have done actually for past 1 year almost, that see, we are into the business. I mean, our company, our own company, in the business for past 14 years. That you more than 14 years actually.
Right.
So we have a lot of clients across the globe, and I mean, irrespective of industry, irrespective of business, their size, everybody needs this thing, I mean, the enablement of AI technology. So we had a survey. We have spent almost, both me and Abhishek, we have spent almost 2 months last year, and we have visited almost all our clients in US and in India also, to check that what is happening, what is their pain point, and how uh, they can enter into this AI thing. So yeah, we have identified a lot of things in different industry like fintech, insurtech, automobile, telecom, hospitality, all these edtech, all these industry. But today I am giving you a example of a company that's more grounded, and it is from our own India.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
yeah. So couple of months back, actually, in northern part of India, we got a client, and they have a manufacturing unit, not a very large one, mid-size, and they have around more than 100 salesmen,
Okay.
in India and in Southeast Asia. So every day, those salesmen, they are attending at least 10 sales call. So that means 100 into 10,000 sales call. If I consider the global, I mean the top level
Cumulative numbers.
numbers. So it's a nightmare for the sales manager or the sales head to get the actual, the numbers, or I would say the quote unquote the sentiment or whatever. I mean the how the things going on in a regular basis, right? So we have implemented solutions there, uh, introducing a very, elementary and basic AI-enabled applications, that where the salesman, they have either they record their conversation with their clients or potential clients, or they can just update just after coming out from those sales call, and the entire this sales call is updated. In a central locations, analyze the whole thing, and end of the day, it is like creating a reports for the sales head, that how was the day for the sales team, whether out of this 1,000 sales call, let's say, example, 60% was positive. Okay, so sentiment was positive. What was the mood of the clients? Okay, the potential clients. So earlier it was like the based on the feedback, and sometimes the feedback was not appropriate from the different salesmen, uh, and some salesmen, they actually, not capture the actual feedback from the.
That's true. That happens.
That happens, right? So we introduce a unbiased system in between, so that you can capture everything and extract the insight out of it and present in front of the sales.
Absolutely. Very, very interesting example. And I must say, especially in larger organizations where there are thousands of sales employees, like in FMCG, consumer durables, food products and all, it is a nightmare for a head of sales understand what's going on in the market. Because at the end of the day, a sales heads is dependent on the sub-sales head who are paid probably the region. To quote what these people are saying, the data or the insight that is he or she is getting might be first of all very interestingly biased. Because if I am a manager, I would never want to show that I am working bad. To my manager, my boss, I'll always say it's okay. Things are going on fine, it will be done. That is one. Secondly, to understand the entire sentiment of all the sales force. So now your product that you've developed, which we'll talk about in detail later, can analyze all the conversations that are going on and give a cumulative sentiment. That's huge. That is very interesting.
One more point, let me add here that he used to get this message from while talking to a salesman or let's say some support call that your call is getting recorded because of the training and quality purpose, right? But the conversations happen in regional language. So if the manager is not, very familiar with a South Indian language or East Indian language, not Hindi or English, it's very difficult for him or her to actually understand that what is going on there, right? So if the AI product is supported by the multilingual, and most important, it has to support the vocabulary of that particular industry. Other than that, it's very difficult. Let's say some sales head has joined from a different industry. It's a nightmare for him to understand the vocabulary of the industry, to understand the context of those conversations. Very difficult. Okay, so that is actually all, captured into the solution. And that's why it is, so successful.
Very interesting. It is capturing the entire sentiment. It is multilingual. It is giving unbiased opinions, and it is also helping a head of sales or a head of any department to understand cumulatively what is going on in the organization.
Absolutely. This is not the regular day-to-day affair. Through this process, the head of sales or the senior management of the organization, they are actually getting a different stream of data sources. Okay, so earlier the entire organization, while giving their strategy, preparing their strategy, they used some transactional data.
Right.
What kind of sales is actually they procured or whatever.
Right.
But this is a separate set of data that is coming up with this, and this is helping in making the strategy of the senior management.
Amazing.
So I'll just add to that. So, Shom, the thing is, the nature of data is also changing. By data, we always thought it'll come from some ERP system or some other system, or you have a well-written document or a spreadsheet or something like that. But the thing he mentioned, that you're meeting, you're discussing important things there. That is your data. And this shadow knowledge, right? For example, while discussing, you wrote something on the whiteboard or you drew a picture, right? That is your data. So the definition is changing. So unless you factor all these things in, you will be lagging. And these are very important data, and you make all your decisions in this discussion, or maybe instant messaging groups, like a Telegram group or WhatsApp group or somewhere. So if you could capture that data and make it part of the whole thing, decision-making process, so in future also, you can refer to that.
Very interestingly, so data does not need to be structured. Data does not need to be format driven. It can be unstructured, it can be random. AI will help you summarize it.
Exactly. I'll put it in this way. It's not a conventional data that we generally think about.
It's an
unconventional thing.
Yeah. This is the power of AI that I think the greater mass should know and should start harnessing. And with stalwarts like you, we are sure that we'll see products like this.
Absolutely. And one thing is the data. The second thing is how you get the data. If it is a very painful process, then people will not be willing to adopt that kind of system, where I have to work hard to make that data accessible to my department or even to myself, right? So rather, why don't we have systems like that will automatically capture, automatically do something with the data, create insights and all these things.
Thank you, sir, for your insights. Moving on, a very interesting question. Talking about businesses, what do you think is the biggest myth that businesses have about AI?
Shom, that is a very good question. And I should say that the biggest myth at this point of time is AI will overnight solve everything, every damn problem you have in your life or wherever. And that is simply not true. See, I mean, as I mentioned earlier, when computers came, people thought that everything will be changed overnight, or maybe in 1 year, or maybe in a couple of years. We are still working with computers even after 60, 70 years, right? The same thing is with AI. Over time, it gets better. And if you are, and often companies, what they think that, okay, I'll bring in some kind of AI based solution, and they are marketed heavily nowadays, unfortunately, I should say. And I'll bring that system, and I don't care about anything else. It will change everything overnight, right? But that is not simply true. First of all, you need to kind of think of three things: that you have your people there, you have your processes, and you have your system and data. So anything disruptive you want to do there, that cannot happen overnight. So you have to choose your path very carefully. I'd say identify some small problems and see how the AI thing is coming along. And whether you are really getting the benefit or not, there is another question. I'll give you one example. I was talking to someone and we had been discussing a project. Now, this gentleman created a document with ChatGPT and he said it's a very good looking document, it's very informational and all these things. So let's go and build this thing. I opened the document and it was about 450 pages. Then I asked him, "You read it?" He said, "No. I read only first few pages," and he appeared very good. But you did not read the document. The document size is 450 pages. So it's almost impossible to read, right? And you are trying to create a system based on that document. It, I mean, there's a high chance of failure there. I mean, right?
Create more problems than solving problems.
Exactly. So, and the content creation is easy. The content may be document or images, something like that. So the creation is easy, but the validation is not there. So that is fast becoming a problem, right? Now, I think government of India is taking an initiative that you have to, all the social networks, they have to mark the AI generated contents as AI generated content.
Yes.
They're thinking something in this line, and I think it's much needed because now the difference is not very clear what's true and what's AI generated. And with the deep fake and all, I mean, it can create security problems as well, right? So you fall prey of this kind of campaigns, and then you lose pretty much everything what you have. And more so for the elderly people who are not that kind of tech savvy. So that is number one. So we talked about this, and it is not a magic wand that solves every problem. So you have to go very, very slowly and very, very carefully.
Absolutely. One is you have to understand the problem and it takes time.
It takes time.
And very interestingly, for people like us who use AI more from a creative point of view, that I think majority of the world as individuals are using, the thing that we tell to AI is very important, the prompt. If the prompt is correct, then probably the results will be better. I think the first impediment that majority of us face is probably we don't know how to write a prompt. And that is very important for AI systems to work properly.
Yes, absolutely. And one more thing is, see, I mean, we are not very forgiving to these non-human systems, right? If accidents happen, right, road accidents. So if accident happens, okay, you maybe kind of in the newspaper, news channels, and or social media somewhere. But if AI-driven car like a Tesla or something kind of dashed you a little bit, you are not even hurt. I'm telling you, it will be a big front page headline. So we are not very forgiving there. So while taking a decision, while adopting AI, we should keep that in mind as well.
Just give an example, like there are thousands of car accidents that happen every day driven by humans. But there is that Waymo car that's in San Francisco and Arizona. We still know there are 2 deaths or 3 deaths that have happened, and we know those numbers. While we do not know how many human accidents happen.
Exactly.
That is what I absolutely told, right? It's unforgiving. We are unforgiving to non-humans.
Right.
Very interesting.
Right.
Moving on, sir. What is the first step that business owners can take to start with AI, adopting AI?
I don't know whether my my reply will disappoint you or not, but still, I'm giving my, I mean, the truth that what I'm thinking. That forget about AI for any business to moving ahead. First of all, the business owner, uh, no matter in which scale, they need to understand their business problem. The first three business problem, okay, because if you have business problem A and someone trying to sell you as AI solutions for the B, probably it will not help you. Agrees. Yeah. So first of all, need to understand that what is my business problem? Top one or two, let's say, or three maximum, if it is a larger organization. Identify the owner, because just your previous questions, you are talking about, I mean, giving the right prompt. Giving right prompt means that you understand your requirement. So we are doing projects for the past 25 years. We know that most of the cases, the client didn't know that what is actual requirement is. So if the requirement is not clear, it's very difficult to build solutions around that requirement. The same thing, if I don't know that this is my business problem and I want to implement something through which AI solutions can, solve the problem. So answer your question that first we have to understand that these are the top three business problem I have, and then how I can solve these through introducing AI. Data requirement is a very, very important thing, um, whether the data is available to solve those problems. Number two, the how your organization is going to adopt the system, because while digitization, 10, 15 years back, we are observing this, that the top management they want that, okay, let my organization become digitized, but it's never happened because the rest of the organization is not supported properly. So that means the adoption is very, very important thing. And for AI, the mentality is also important, that how even a owner of the organization or the senior management organization, they are taking this initiative, and what is their expectation. As Abhishek rightly pointed out, that if I feel that I introducing AI, I can solve each and every problem from the day one, it will never going to happen. So that means we have to identify the top one or two or three business problem, identify the right solutions for that, align your team, and then go ahead. It's a baby step.
Absolutely said true. A business owner first should identify what problem he or she will solve by including AI. Only then a service provider will be able to curate a product or a solution for that to solve. Otherwise, only to and fro will happen. The business owner will say, you're not able to solve. So, the service provider will say, you've not told me what to do. Right. That is very, yeah.
Right. Your definition of the problem is not clear. You cannot come up with a solution, be it AI or be it a super intelligent Einstein-like guy even, right? You cannot solve the problem. And the second thing I should mention here, that is ownership also matters. Now you do something, you have a very fancy AI solutions. Say, let's take our case. We use code generating tools like Augment Code or Cursor AI, those stuff. Ownership is on us. If at some point of time something went wrong, I cannot tell my client that, okay, that code generator did a very nasty thing. You cannot say that. So you have to own it. That's why you have to take very calculated steps. Okay, the amount of code you write may be less, but you are owning it. You have to make sure, your job is to make sure the code works. It doesn't matter who wrote it, right? And AI nowadays, LLMs and these are kind of not very deterministic systems, right? They are probabilistic systems. So the next time you ask the same question to any of these AI tools, they will likely give you a very different answer. Not very different answer, somewhat different, right? Which one to pick? So these are the confusions. Those will be there. So does it mean that we'll not adopt it? No. We have to take calculated steps. That's the thing. We don't want to change anything overnight.
Got it, sir. patience, perseverance, and correct identification of business problems is what is required. Noted, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your reply for this. And moving ahead, what's the long-term opportunity if businesses currently start embracing AI?
So long-term opportunity, to answer your question, Shom, that it depends on the size of the business, right? Because let's say a small organization, inception in a small village or in a small town, their aspiration to become a state level company. A state level company, they are trying to become a national level company. A national level company want to become a global company. So end of the day, the people want to uh, keep themselves relevant. And that is the challenge for the industry today, that how to keep our offering, our product, our people relevant to the industry. That is the challenge. And AI, through AI, that is possible. Because earlier, let's say a quick example, to do market research, what we used to do 10 years back, we have to uh, identify a market research company. And we have to identify, we have to determine that exactly we will do this research. And the market research company, they, I mean, hire or they put a lot of effort, resources, everything, and come up with something that probably you don't like or don't, not relevant to you. Think about today, okay? Through some AI tool, you can try at least a very basic level of market research within an hour by yourselves. So you as a business owner, you know best your business, you know your goal, you know your industry, you know your competitor, you know where you want to go. And those things you can put in a basic prompt and give it to a AI system. And within half an hour or so, you will have the initial, market research report. And you can always work on it and make it more and more relevant and useful for you. The same thing happened for, let's say, a product development company, any product. I, Earlier, it was like they need to invest lot of effort and money and time to make the product roadmap and product definitions and everything. Now you can have the system where you can get it. So to keep yourself or the company relevant, you need to have some functions. Earlier, it was not possible for a small and medium-sized company to adopt because of the cost and effort and timeline. Now, through this AI system, it is possible. So that means that each and every business and operations, uh, the primary objective to keep themselves relevant to the industry so that they can make their business ready for the rest of the world. And that is the primary challenge. And through AI, we can always do that.
Absolutely. I think also adding to what you said, long-term benefits would be the productivity and growth of the organization is bound to increase in the longer run if the problem statement, as you told, is clear, and over a period of time it should increase. And secondly, very interestingly, I think upskilling of the workforce, that will happen if AI comes. One, because the workforce will come to know about a lot of new things that are happening. Secondly, I think, as you told, the market research part of it, yes, you're absolutely right. Used to take months. The results would not be what a brand or what an organization wants, and there would be a lot of to and fro with the market research organization. So with AI coming in, giving these insights, a person who is responsible for the, or from the client side, let us suppose, who is responsible for the market research, will get more time to do a lot of more things and explore a lot of more things. While AI is doing research at the background, the client or the person who's responsible for extracting all of this would be able to devote his or her time to a lot of more things. So that is, I think in the longer run, we might experience a lot of productivity gains, workforce upskilling, and in the end there, the entire global economy will benefit from it. Maybe in the next 5 years, 10 years to come, we'll start observing.
Right, absolutely. And there are a few more things. One, the businesses should be, they need to plan very carefully. Yeah. So because the AI thing also changing very fast. Every now and then you will hear that new some technology came in, some other LLMs or something like that. So, but you cannot change your business how it operates every day, right? So there's a very crucial thing. And also there's another factor that you cannot fully trust it. And but at the same time, you cannot say I don't trust it at all. So it is somewhere in the middle. So over time, perhaps it will gain more trust. So that is, so while planning for it, I mean, the goal can be there. What will happen after 5 years? But the solution right now, you are thinking that might not survive even 6 months. Let's take example of this, even not AI, the mobile phone and pager thing. Just were there in the market, people bought that, and before their warranty actually ran out, the whole technology was kind of obsolete. Nobody was using them, right? The mobile took over. So the same thing is also we are seeing that is happening already, and we need to keep that in mind while planning for anything.
Very interesting.
And often rollback happens. Sometimes you want to replace all your customer support people with AI bots. After 6 months, you actually bring them in.
Oh yes.
That also happens.
Absolutely. Yes.
Right.
Very
So
interesting.
it is not to dissuade the businesses, but we should keep all these things in mind while planning for AI.
Got it. Very interesting insight, sir. Last and final message for India's business or global, I would say, business owners.
I would say jump in, take calculated steps and jump in, because that is the only way to go. There will be mistakes. It may not produce the results you are thinking of right now, because AI, the another thing is AI is, there are some quick wins that you immediately see the results, but most of them are long term. So you have to kind of make it a practice, and it is not about only the AI. We talked about this data and all these things, right? So unless you have the right data from right places, curated, garbage in, garbage out, that's what you get, right?
Yeah, and one more point from my side that even in our organization, we are also in the industry, right? We are not out of the industry.
Absolutely.
So we have asked our HR and recruitment team that as a founder of the organization, we want to see that uh, we have, let's say, 50 engineer or professional human being and 10 AI agent. So going forward, the resource pool should be looked like this. Why I'm saying so? Because it's a cultural change. It's very difficult to actually conceptualize that, okay, now I have only 50 people. No, it's 40 people, human being, and 10 AI agent. And think about how we can induct a human being into industry. Generally, I'm not talking about the lateral hiring. I'm talking about the when we are asking fresher to join us, internship, right? So every year we used to hire 10, 20, 25 intern into the system. So interns, they used to come with their curriculum knowledge.
That's true.
Engineering, MBAs, different subjects, etc., financial. But when they joined us, they took some time, 3 months, 6 months, depending upon their capacity, capability. They used to adapt the organizational knowledges, organizational vocabularies, industry vocabularies, the context, etc. And then they will become critical into the system. We have to think a similar line that the AI agent, we have to induct AI agent, we need to give it some time with knowledge, data, so that the AI agent will behave like a human being, more of a human being, and become a critical. So this is the final message from our side, that it's a cultural change. Think about it, start it today, and experience it.
And keep planning.
Absolutely.
Because a frozen plan will not work.
AI is also evolving, and you will also have to change your
Change is the only
company's.
constant. And this is very
Absolutely.
true in today's.
Absolutely. And very interestingly told that uh, let AI also intern in your organization. Let AI also learn how your organization is.
give it some time for the results to come. You cannot expect the results will come right from day 0 or day 1. That doesn't happen. Amazing insight, sir. Thank you for for your time, and also for these insights that will help our viewers understand the landscape or how AI is evolving for individuals, private companies, public companies, SMBs everywhere across the globe. But the journey doesn't end here. There will be lots of more discussions, more in-depth discussions about how AI is doing, how AI is helping with these stalwarts. So stay tuned. Thank you.